Hello everyone, for this video I am at Sunderland Cemetery in Grangetown. Now this video I am just going to concentrate on this section between the two chapels. It's probably the most exclusive part of the whole cemetery, and a lot of the people buried here were the great and the good of the town. So it's not a huge area, but there's lots of interesting headstones. There's one, I don't think I've looked at all of them before because I generally used to try and avoid the great and the good. But there will be some interesting headstones to show. The first thing is this water fountain, and it looks like it was constructed by Macmillan. I believe they were some masons, ornamental masons in the town, if you look at the detail on that. It is quite a striking view when you come into the cemetery off Riot Road. I'm going to start through here. We'll go. There's a lovely epitaph. In robes of innocence and love, her virgin soul is dressed, and all the angel trusts above rejoice to see her blessed. That's for Jane Uddle. I'm going to walk through here and I'll start over on this section. There's members of the Riseborough. Somebody watching this video will be interested in that one. You can see quite a lot, very legible. So I'm going to start over here. That's a Obelisk. Now this is in memory of Marianne, second daughter of the late James Abbott Lloyd, formerly collector of HM Customs of this port, who died 1st of February 1861, aged 38 years. Now on the back of this is a clue to another old Sunderland cemetery, and this is for Charles Abbott, the fifth son of James Abbott Lloyd, died 24th of September 1846, aged 13 years, and was buried in Bishop Wearmouth at the Gill Cemetery. That's the old cemetery just off Silksworth Road. I've created a group on Facebook called the Gill Cemetery, which is all about the history about that cemetery, which was literally wiped off the earth. The remains are still there, but don't get me started. Now look at this. This is to the sacred memory of Margaret Collin of Fawcett Street, Bishop Wearmouth, who died on the 29th day of May 1872, aged, I think that is, that's 92 years old, so good age. It's easy to forget Fawcett Street used to be a residential street back in the day. That was a good age for that. You can see most of them had the iron railings removed from the burial plot. Now this is for the members of the Holmes family, Mary Ann Holmes. Bainbridge Home, that was somewhere between the Barnes, near bottom end of Barnes Park and the Barnes pub. The Pembertons owned the area around Barnes Park. They had a big house on where the bowling greens are. Look at that. J.H.H. Holmes, Judge Advocate to the forces of Demerara, at which place his remains are interred in the military cemetery. She died October the 23rd, 1861. I think that was British Guyana. The daughter ended up living where the Cooper Rose is. There's a story about her coming up. It's a lovely epitaph. And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, Right blessed are the dead which die in the Lord from henceforth. Yes, saith the Spirit, that they may rest from their labours, and their works do follow them. The daughter was born in British Guyana, and she was a spinster all her life, but she ended up living at where the Cooper Rose is now, in Albion Place. See if I recognise anybody else. Surnames there's Wetherill, Marchmont. Elstop. That one's for William Moore, died at Harrington Hall near Sunderland, 1875. Not too sure where Harrington Hall is, I've never heard of that before. Another Moore there. That one's I don't think I'll be able to see what's on that. It's members of the Madison family. Sarah Madison. Great. This one's still got its iron railings. It's a grand little burial plot. Let's see who it's actually for. This one in front is for somebody from Mary Jane Greenwell. Look at this. Recognise him. This is to the memory of Paul Malleson Smith, formerly of Sheffield, who died November the 11th, 1861, aged 41 years. He was a well-known cricketer. I think he became a landlord in Newcastle and then over in Sunderland. Bright be the place of thy soul, no lovelier spirit than thine. Burst from its mortal control in the orbs of the blessed shine. That's a lovely epitaph. It's also got Pauline Malleson, daughter of the above, and after 10 days the beloved wife of Nikolai A.M. Green. Her gentle spirit took its flight. It's 20 or 30. She died in 1873, so she'd only been married 10 days before she sadly passed away. Her husband was, I believe, was Norwegian. But Paul Malleson Smith had several, I think he had several bars in the town. And some in Newcastle at one point. Who's this? Alice Robertson, aged 63 years. I've never seen her before. I don't know what connection she is to the rest of them. Members of the Huntley family. Oh, somebody buried with the mother-in-law. So that's Hugh Shinwell. It's a name I've not seen. I don't know anything about him. August 1866. Also Jane Lister, his mother-in-law, and at 13th of June 1866. So he was 30, she was 68. They both died within a couple of months of each other. Probably just coincidence. These would have probably been some of the most expensive plots to buy in the cemetery, along with other ones on the edge of the borders, close to the chapels. See if we can find anything other interesting one. Blessed are the dead which die not. That is probably one of the commonest ones epitaphs you can see. That one, there's one here I'll bring you around to. See, it's not Barrett Clough, it's Barrett Clough. I've not seen that surname before. Let's see if there's anybody I recognise. I've done a couple of stories of people involved in here, but not a great deal of people in this central. Woolston Home. It's another one. This tells us that Frances Pearson, when she was 75 years, she died in 1852, and she was interred in Sunderland churchyard. That's a parish church down the East End, so the cemetery sort of replaced the older churchyards. Another surname I've come across, Chalcraft, who was a master mariner. In love and memory of Reginald J. McIntyre, Lieutenant 1st Battalion, Highland Infantry, killed in action in Mesopotamia, Iraq, October the 25th to 26th, 1918, aged 21 years and 9 months. Until the day break and the shadows flee. We're quite apt considering I think it's Remembrance Sunday next week. There's lots of these mentions of people who died in the wars. This looks like it's an old one here. I can tell by the lettering. This is in memory of Joseph Fleming, master mariner, who was drowned in St. I think it's supposed to be St. Ives, but that looks like Hives, unless they've just miswritten it, on the Cornish coast, October the 26th, 1859, aged 53 years. Oh, that's sad. Edward Fleming, son of the above, who was lost with his father in the same vessel, October the 26th, 1859, aged 24 years. His father and son both drowned at sea. In robes of innocence and love, her virgin soul is dressed. See, it's spelled dressed with a T. And at the angels lost. That's the same as the one before. I've never seen that before in my life, and then I've seen two within the space of each other. You never know if somebody's copied that one, but that is so typical. And then there's another Fleming close by, so I'm assuming possibly some relation. Sadly, again, mentions somebody died in 1917, April the 9th, interred in France, no doubt a Great War casualty. This is one, looks like it's sandstone, sadly worn away. Done by Rosebery. They were monumental masons from the town. A depot on Borough Road, I believe. Cortham in the county, I think it's near Redcar, that old person there, Thomas Wright. Poor John Summers, who expired after a long and painful illness. Now this is a fine one. This is erected by public subscription in memory of Captain Thomas Hurd of the Royal Navy of Sunderland, died in 1866. He was actually born in Ireland, I think Galway or Cork from memory. And he went around the world in different conflicts in the Royal Navy. He was the son of a Napoleonic War veteran, and he ended up living in Sunderland. He was quite a popular man, as you can tell. This is what the money he collected for his monument was. Quite a large one, you can see. I don't like these ones because they're hard to read. Probably would have been much clearer when they were first built. In memory of William Hall, who died at Ashburn Cottage on the 1st of January 1862, aged 61 years. It wouldn't have been a good start to that particular year, the first day of the year. Now, I know where Ashburn House is, that's on Riot Road, that's the old next to Backhouse Park. So possibly, I'm just guessing, this is that little lodge stroke cottage which is just on Riot Road where you go into Backhouse Park, which has recently been done up. Why do we mourn departing friends? On shake at deaths as alarms. 'Tis but the voice that Jesus sends to call them to his arms. So I like it when they mention names. Good for anybody who's searching family trees and stuff like that. Get an idea of where the person lives. I'll just see if I can get round here. Sharman, late of something house near Sheffield. I've got a ship owner, Donaldson. It's a good Sunderland name. Maudie, master mariner, who died at sea 1874 and interred at Bologna. Back to where we started. I'll come round this side here. Copperthwaite, curry, lamb. Satchel, that's not a name I've not come across. Again, mentioned somebody who's buried in Sunderland churchyard. These look like they've got some legible writing on. Members of the Reed family. Ancas. Members of the Scott family. I'm just going to look at this one. I've seen one for a Jane MacDonald. Again, this looks like a really old one. You can tell by the lettering. It's Jane MacDonald, wife of William MacDonald, master mariner. Deeply regretted by her. Can't read that. Let's have a look at this one. Another Donaldson. So, give you a view where we are. It's the first thing when you come into Sunderland churchyard. Lots of history. I will leave it there. As you could say, you could look at hundreds of those. But thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy this, please give it a like, and if you wish to, click on the subscribe button. So thank you very much. Take care.